de la defunció del doctor del primer equip, CARLES Miñarro Garcia, aquesta mateixa tarda. Per aquest motiu, el partit entre el Futbol Club Barcelona i el Club Atlético Osasuna...
FC Barcelona deeply regrets to announce the death of the first-team doctor CARLES Miñarro, which occurred this evening. The club's management and all its employees expressed their sincere condolences to his family and friends. The very sad news was announced yesterday over the loudspeakers at the Montjuïc stadium. March 8, 2025 came as a huge shock to our entire big Barcelona family. At the age of 53, Dr. CARLES Miñarro, an outstanding specialist and the soul of FC Barcelona's dressing room, passed away. With this video, we pay tribute to Doc, as CARLES was called in the team, and share his last day which he spent in his position at FC Barcelona. The players gathered in the morning after their activation session, and by the afternoon they left the Melina Grand Melia Hotel and headed by bus to Montjuïc to take revenge on Osasuna for the defeat in the first round. Before this, they all had lunch together, including with Dr. CARLES Miñarro, which was a common practice before matches. Afterward, the players and coaching staff went to their rooms to rest. It was the last time the team had contact with Dr. Miñarro. His absence at the afternoon snack did not attract attention. The players and Flick staff traveled on one bus, while another bus was prepared for the rest of the coaching staff. The news of his death caught the team completely off guard. By the time they arrived at the Olympic Stadium, the players had no idea about the doctor's passing, as he had died in his hotel room where the team was staying, reported Sport.es journalist Tony Minarro. When the players headed to the stadium, some of them noticed the doctor's absence from the bus, prompting a staff member to go to his room to check what had happened. According to sources close to Sport, it was then that he was found lifeless, and it was decided that the team would proceed to the stadium without knowing about the tragedy. The Barcelona players arrived at the stadium as usual, unaware of the event, and only while in the dressing room at Montjuïc did they learn from Laporta, who came and explained the situation. Both the coaching staff and players were shocked and in a state of disbelief upon hearing the unexpected news. According to witnesses from both teams, there was panic and moments of confusion at this moment. The Barcelona players did not want to play the match, as everyone agreed that this was an unexpected, shocking situation. We saw how upset the players were, explained sources from the dressing room. There was disbelief on their faces. It was the team captains who, on behalf of the entire group, requested the match to be cancelled. And this request was granted. Osasuna and La Liga agreed that there was no room for football that day. As a member of the coaching staff, Dr. Miñarro spent the entire day, starting from the morning, as a regular member of the team, working with the players. He was with the team at the hotel, he had lunch with the delegation. He even examined Lewandowski and advised him to rest before the match with Osasuna. In the afternoon, during his rest, he suddenly passed away, which was confirmed by sources within the club, reported Mundo Deportivo journalist Ferran Martinez. Reliever journalists Alberto Martinez, Xavi Espinosa, and Alex Pintanel shared the dramatic developments on the stadium grounds. While the queues at the entrances to Montjuïc continued to grow, the players entered the dressing room, and the club's communication department published the starting lineup, which included players such as Gerard Martin, Eric Garcia, Ferran Torres, and Gavi, while Lewandowski was not included in the list. And other changes were made to this starting squad. The balls were already prepared on the field. The Osasuna goalkeepers went out onto the field, but the Barcelona goalkeepers stayed in the dressing room, as President Laporta came to inform them of the tragedy. The tragic news also shocked Osasuna, who didn't understand what was happening until they received the same information. It was the same in the stands. Fans heard rumors about the cancellation of the match but didn't know if it was true, and what the reason was until the club made an official announcement. Both clubs agreed that the match should be called off, and it was then that Osasuna goalkeepers Herrera and Aitor received a signal from the coaching staff and left the field. This happened around 8:25 p.m., 35 minutes before the match was scheduled to begin. The news quickly spread through the media and among Barcelona club staff, and later the club released an official statement, which was announced via loudspeakers 20 minutes before kickoff. The weather in Barcelona that day was gloomy and rainy, with an unexpected crowd of no more than 40,000 spectators, but those who arrived early remained upset. The Barcelona players left with their heads down, offering no comments, and headed home. Both in the dressing room and at FC Barcelona, everyone was stunned by this tragic news. President Laporta personally informed the team. Everyone was very upset. There was immense sadness because everyone loved him. He traveled with the team, never turned anyone down, was a great professional and an excellent doctor. We're deeply saddened by what happened, explained Laporta, visibly shaken in a comment to the club's official media. This is very painful news for FC Barcelona. It happened suddenly. We contacted his mother and wife, sharing their grief in this difficult time. He left behind 2 children and his wife was devastated. We had to request the postponement of the game out of respect for CARLES Miñarro, the team, the staff, the management, and all the club's employees. We thank everyone for their understanding, Laporta concluded. Barcelona players said their goodbyes to CARLES on their social media pages. For each of them, he was a close friend. Rafinha, Lamine, Pau Cubarsí, and many other first-team players reacted to the news with sadness and pain. One of the first to speak on social media was Gavi. He posted a touching message on Instagram. "Dab Docky, always in our hearts. We will miss you greatly." The doctor and number 6 of Barca shared an emotional moment this season after Gavi's head injury in a match against Alaves. At that time, the player could not recall what day it was or what time the match started. It was CARLES who protected the player from any rash actions and accelerated his recovery after the concussion. Barcelona's captain Marc-Andre ter Stegen also didn't delay posting his message. "I'm at a loss for words, sending all my strength and support to your family and friends. Rest in peace. We will miss you greatly and will always carry you in our hearts, CARLES," wrote ter Stegen. One of the most emotional messages came from Dani Olmo. The Barcelona forward had a very close relationship with the doctor, which was clearly demonstrated in his touching post, accompanied by a photo of them together. "It's hard to believe and accept everything that happened. Carlos, thank you so much for all your help. Not only this year, but throughout my entire career. We will miss you greatly, and your personality will always remain in our hearts and in my family's heart." Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Girona, Osasuna, Espanyol, Athletic, Betis, Sevilla, and other clubs also expressed their condolences. Many also shared their condolences personally on their social media, including Madrid's Thibaut Courtois and Kylian Mbappe. All the wins in matches and possible titles this season should be dedicated to CARLES. It will be a great motivation for the team. CARLES Miñarro studied medicine at the Rovira i Virgili University, specializing in sports medicine and earning a master's degree in sports traumatology. After joining Barcelona in 2017, he became part of the first team's medical staff, working alongside Ricard Pruna. He had previously been involved in medical services at other Catalan clubs such as Terrassa, Sant Andreu, and Sabadell. In an interview, Miñarro spoke about his journey to Barcelona, emphasizing the importance of specializing in sports medicine and the difficulties of finding work in the field. At the club, he actively worked on injury prevention among players, focusing on training and preparing the team for seasonal loads. His approach included special recovery methods and the use of various resources to reduce fatigue. "We train like everyone else. What does it mean to train to prevent injuries? It means training from the very first day. So from pre-season, you need to prepare the team to withstand the entire seasonal load, because if you have many matches, you'll train less. Everything you don't work on in pre-season will be harder to work on during the season because of the match load." In addition, we have physiotherapists and recovery systems, such as cold baths, special machines. As a first team, we have many resources for players, from nutrition and additional supplements to psychologists. All the aspects needed to reduce fatigue and thus minimize injuries, said Doc in one of his interviews. In addition to his work at Barcelona, Miñarro ran a private practice and worked at PAFES. He left a deep mark on the club, where he was respected by players and coaches. We will miss you, CARLES. CULES, take care. Goodbye.